Thomas Nelson Jr. wasn't alone as soldiers and vandals ransacked and pilfered the homes of signers Clymer, Ellery, Gwinnett, Hall, Hayward, Middleton, Rutledge, and Walton. So let us honor the unparalleled sacrifices of these 56 men and thank them.
To let me get this pen. I'm surprised she did find me, tell you the truth. But I'm so honored to be able to get this.
Well, I am honored to be here with you.
And I thank you all for coming. I didn't know whether anybody would come or not. I invited everybody, but I said, that's important to me, but maybe not to y'all. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Certainly. Let me explain to the ladies and gentlemen. I am Charlotte Nakey. I am the past regent of the Walton chapter, that's the Covington chapter, of the Daughters of the American Revolution. And Betty Jo, I'm honored to be here today because Betty Jo is a 50-year member of the Daughters of the American Revolution.
A long time.
Yes, and she is descended from a patriot, and we have proven that her descending from a patriot who fought for our American freedom. So we at the Walton chapter, the Daughters of the Walton chapter, there are 92 ladies at our chapter, are honored to have Betty Jo Brown as our 50-year member. And I have for her today, this is a certificate. It is a 50-year certificate. It is signed by our President General, who is Darlene Van Buren. She is the President General of the Daughters of the American Revolution. And it reads, the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution express appreciation to Betty Jo Brown for 50 years of dedicated service to the Daughters. Signed by her chapter regent and also President General Van Buren. So it is with pleasure that I present this to you. Betty Jo is our oldest member of the Walton chapter. We are honored to have her in our midst, and we look forward to the time when COVID lets us bring her to us when we meet at our chapter meetings, so all the ladies can enjoy seeing her again. But because of the situation with COVID, we couldn't all come. But from the Daughters of the Walton chapter, I did bring a bundt cake for everybody to enjoy a piece today and have a little bit of celebration for the pleasure of having Betty Jo with us.
Now this looks long, but as you see, I've got to highlight what I want to say.
Thank you.
George Walton was born in 1741 and died in 1804. On February 2nd, where it just so happens I have a grandson at that day. He was the signer of the Declaration of Independence and United States Senator, son of Robert Walton and Sally or Mary Hughes. I wondered what that meant. But he was born in Farmville, Prince Edward County, Virginia. His grandfather had immigrated to America from England. I thought we were Irish, but that was in 1682. he was in 1774. There he became an ardent patriot and joined with others to call a meeting of the Patriot Party in July of 1774. He played an important part in condemning the British colonies' measures and in allying the Georgia group with the Continental Patriot Party. He was a strong advocate of independence and a signer of the Declaration of Independence. In Georgia, he led the conservative wings who favored a union of the civil, military, and authority. But he opposed what they believed, and so he ran against the Whigs, and he won. His ardent defense of all of that, and Buttons Gwinnett was one of the Whigs that he didn't want to have anything to do with. And he was commissioned colonel of the 1st Regiment of Georgia Militia, January the 9th, 1778, and he served gallantly at the siege of Savannah, where his leg was broken by a ball. I wonder if that was just a cannonball, or what kind of a ball. And he fell from his horse, was captured by the British, who considered their prize so valuable that they asked for a brigadier general, at least, in exchange for him. But he was finally exchanged for a captain of the Navy in September of 1779. When the British overran Georgia in 1779, the Patriot government was torn by decision. One faction chose John West for governor from the Whigs, but he held out and he made the possibility of running for the office of the governor, and he became the governor. The Loyalist Assembly of 1780 disqualified Walton from holding any office in the state, but the Patriots there, they immediately appointed him commissioner of Augusta and authorized him to lay out. So there were people against him, but he was evidently something that was worth it. He was, as they put here, dignified and stern of manner, warm of his attachments, and bitter into his enemies. He was small of stature, comely in appearance. Walton was haughty. So with him being the beliefs that he had, our country was formed by this Declaration of Independence as a Christian country. And I'm just so proud that I'm with most people that still believe we need to be a Christian country. Yes. And I just am very pleased with us. I appreciate you doing this. That's so nice. This is all of my work that I do.
Meadow Garden is?
Well, Meadow Garden is the home of George Walton. He is one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, one of the very youngest men to sign the document. He was only 26 years old when he signed the Declaration. He was also, after the time that he signed the Declaration, he was also twice governor of Georgia. He was a senator. He was the Chief Justice of Georgia 3 times.
Wow. He
was a colonel in the Georgia militia and also a prisoner of war during the Revolution. So, very busy man.
Right. Quite a resume, I would say.
Quite a resume, and lived right here in Augusta.
Right. Which is so neat, I think, because I was telling you in the break that I was chosen to go on a trip to Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., and while that's great and we get to learn about our history, there's so much history right where we are. And that's so cool for people to get to learn about, really.
It really is. And we love to share the story of the Waltons, the story of the Declaration. You know, we all think of our founding fathers as these old gray-haired men.
Not George.
And how exciting to realize George Walton was so young. He was a young rebel.
Right.
And the average age of our signers was only 44. They were
a
little different than we imagine them sometimes. So we love to open that door.
Those wigs throw you off, right?
They do, they do.
Well, let's talk about this because people can actually come and visit and support Meadow Garden. It's been open now for 100 years or over?
118 years.
Wow.
The house was no longer owned by the Waltons. The end of the into the 1800s, it was in danger of being, it was up for sale and in danger of being torn down.
Which is really crazy to think about.
It is,
Yeah.
it's amazing. And the Daughters of the American Revolution, very new group,
Mm-hmm.
they went to work to save the house. And in 1901, it opened to the Meta Garden opened to the public as a historic house museum. And it has been open ever since. And we work hard to preserve it to hope that it'll be here for another 118
And
years.
there is some work going on right now, but we're still open.
Oh yes, we definitely are. You can see the work. You can see the work when you drive up. We're working on our front porch. We kind of have a 10-year plan, so we want to get ahead of repairs.
Right.
In any old house, there's always going to be something.
Exactly.
And right now, our porch was
one
of
of
those
projects,
things
right?
that we knew we definitely
Well,
needed to take care of.
One of the things that you can do is support this, because without your help and the public's help, then really this does not happen.
We are a nonprofit, and it's, you know, it takes a lot to take care of a historic place, always. And so yes, when people come to visit, those admissions go straight to helping to care for the house.
And you can do that. You can take a tour. Just come on over, call up, and reserve a spot to.
Well, anyone can drop in Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 4, and come in, and we have a docent that'll take them on a tour. A history buff who's going to probably talk to them about anything they want to know about the Declaration, about the Waltons, about life in colonial America. And then if there's larger groups, we have field trips that come through, or homeschool trips and groups that come through. And we can even, you know, if we get advance notice, for those larger groups, they can give us a call. And we'll even have costume docents that can take you through.
That is absolutely amazing. I'm just so like geeky for all those kind of things. So I hope you guys are too. It's so fun to learn about all this. There's so much history right here. So be sure to go to the information on the screen and come check it out. Thank you so much, Ransom.
Thank you.